This is recording and we're not losing this video. So I'm seeing some silhouette. You're trying to do it on a paper, which is new to me because normally silhouette is much more conveniently drawn on computer, on Photoshop. So seeing people doing this is kind of new. And if you were to do this, I would have some suggestion, like maybe use a straight line instead of this curvy lines. Straight lines instead of these curvy lines. So it goes like this. So straight line for the head. And then some straight line for the shoulders. Straight line for the neck. Because straight line is easier to do, and you can see the proportions of the parts of the body easier when you're doing it in big shapes like this with straight lines. It's quicker, and when doing poses, quick is the key. Everything looks better when you do it quickly. I mean, in terms of poses, because you do not get lost in details. Instead, you have to force yourself to think quickly, so you go for the big shapes. So it's a consequence of doing it quickly. You go for the big shapes, you go for the silhouette instead of the details. So the purpose is to go for the big shapes, the silhouette. And normally, students usually get lost in the detail if given enough time, if given too much time. So maybe I don't know if you have that problem or not, but maybe next time try to time yourself, like set up a stopwatch for, let's say, 5 minutes for silhouette like this. Right. So even when you do it on paper, you can do this. You can make straight lines. The shading, I mean the filling out, is not necessary. You can do this instead. It will look less messy, cleaner. Also more professional. It doesn't take much time either. It might look like it would take a lot of time, but it actually doesn't. Something like that. So a silhouette should be looking like this instead of curvy lines. It is much harder to define silhouette with curvy lines. And when you color, when you fill in the silhouette like this, it looks unorganized. So try the new stuff, maybe. Okay, this one is looking okay. This one is looking better. These two, the second, the third is much better. I don't know about the front view, but something about it, something you do about it is making it look not as good as this two. Maybe the curve line, the action line in this second one, I can easily see the spine of the character. See, so I have the head. I can see the head, and I can see the neck going backward a little bit, and I can see the rib cage, the spine and the rib cage, and how it bends a little bit to the back, and then I can see the hip is coming toward the front a little bit. So I can see some action lines, not a lot of action, but some moving, curvy lines. On this, I don't know, but maybe the shoulders are more relaxed and it looks better that way. But the first one is really stiff. He's standing like really stiff. So let's try to fix this. Even when a character is standing in a really static pose, you can add some, artificial elements to make him less stiff. Maybe the head is turning toward a side. Maybe his shoulder is not as, parallel to the ground like this. It's just a couple degree turned, and maybe showing his neck a bit. The hand is really stiff. It looks like they look like they are coming up and covering his chest. So if you try to do it yourself, you can see it's like forcing your hand going forward. It's not natural. The natural way to have this stand. So maybe you try to pose yourself in front of the mirror. So just try to stand up and then relax, and then move your hand to the front like this, man. You can see that the ribcage, the chest is moving forward, and your hand is actually moving backward, and then the forearm is moving forward, and your palm is resting on the walking stick, I guess, right? So this is actually the pose, the right pose, and this is closer to being right. But this one is something maybe like this. He's putting his arm to the front, like this. So it is looking really stiff and strange to me. At the beginning I didn't know how to explain it, but now I kind of understand and kind of explain it pretty okay, I guess you can understand it. So in order to fix this, you just put the arm to the back instead of the front. Like this. So you see the arms are behind the chest now, and the cylinder that is constructing the arm is moving backward. So the cylinder, we have a lot of exercise about this, right? The cylinder can move backward and showing the top um, plane, yeah, or it can moving to the front and showing the bottom plane. You are doing kind of this second pose, and I want you to do the first one. This is the shoulder, and then the forearm is moving to the front and showing the bottom plane. This cut line is really important, and I see that you are skipping some of them, most of them, all of them. Front, I mean forearm. Can you see the cut line is totally different from the upper arm and the forearm. One is moving down and one is moving up. That is the tricky part of understanding perspective and like real 3D shapes in perspective. Okay, so that is the hard part, and the easier one is just tilt the hip a little bit to make him less stiff, and the leg also, maybe you want him to stand with his leg like that, which is okay. Just standing there, spreading the leg normally is okay. Yeah, one of the normal pose is to have one foot to the front and one foot to the side. It looks more normal, more natural. And this overcoat should be bigger. It could be bigger and make for a better silhouette overall. Okay. The girl is much better. Yeah. There's nothing much wrong about this except for her thigh kind of too close to each other, so it is making for a really forced pose. It doesn't look natural much, so it would be much natural to spread the thigh a little bit, relax a little bit. Like normally people don't stand with their thighs really close up like this. It would be unbalanced, right? If you stand like that, you would be easily knocked down. So, okay. So maybe do a mini pose first. Maybe she stand like this, with her arm, with a hand like this, with another one like that. So you can see I always have my shoulders and my hips not parallel to each other and not parallel to the ground, because that's how the body moves. It is like moving on the move all the time, so it's not stiff. And the hip, and maybe like this. So a normal standing pose is to have one foot to be the central line and one just relaxing. So maybe she would be relaxing like this, right? So this one is not taking any weight on it. This one is actually carrying all the weight. So central line, the line that we learn in physics that has the most weight distributed is somewhere here on this leg, not on the other. Okay, so the homework for this, definitely do this. Try to do this. Just copy this one and fix it. Like just copy what I did here, and try not copy, but try not to look at mine. Just keep having a really good look of this, and then remember it, and then do it on your own. And this one as well. Try to make some dynamic, natural pose, small natural pose instead of a big one. Here you have the drawing really well done. The face, the hair, the clothes. Actually, the upper part of the body is really nice and well done. Just except for the thigh, the legs, and how she stand is not really balanced. This one is making a step, so it looks alright. Okay, you see, you're doing it on this one, so doing it right on this one. This one is taking the weight, and this one is lifting up, so it looks really much more relaxing than the others, the previous. But this one is not too good. He is like standing straight up, like there's no weight distributed, there's no spine whatsoever. It doesn't look relaxed to me. So if he is to be relaxing, just relaxing, standing, relaxing, his shoulder, his back should reveal like this, and there should be a big bag of clothes moving forward, and then the leg is okay. Right, a bit more relaxing. Okay, and the last thing I want to know is the final thing I want to know is did you use any preference for this? So next time if you use any preference, preference picture, give me those together with your drawings, so I can make a better and more accurate review of what you're doing right or wrong. Okay, hopefully this video is recording, otherwise I'd be furious. Okay, I try to end the stream now and try to save the video if possible.